Hey, old Deacon, what is going on? So today is my Ahsoka Season 1 review. Um, yeah, it's been finished for over a week by the time this has been uploaded, because this is recorded on Monday the 9th of October 2023. Hoping to get it uploaded on the Saturday of the week of Monday the 9th, whatever day that is. Can't be asked to calculate. Anyway. So today's my Ahsoka Tano series review, or you could even just say Rebel Season 5. So let's get straight into it. Say in the first clip, just a huge spoiler warning. It's been out for, well, some of the episodes have been out for over a month now, and the other one's nearly been out for a week. So, but still, huge spoiler warning. Spoilers everywhere in this video. Spoiler. Episode 1. We will go through this step by step, just episode by episode. My thoughts and what I think could have been better, and what I think was just perfect. Yeah. So, episode 1. We open on Bale Skull, rest in peace, the actor Ray Stevenson. You are brilliant in the show. So we open on Bale Skull and Shin Hati raiding, I think it's Home 1, the ship Home 1. But it might be a different New Republic ship, or Rebel Alliance, however you want to say. But they raided that to get Morgan Elsbeth out of the prison, who through the season I didn't like her in The Mandalorian, to be honest. I thought she was just one of these, one-time episode villains, or anti-hero or whatever. So yeah, she was good in the show. And then after that, in episode 1, I ain't gonna go break down through it all, because you can literally just go watch on Disney Plus and watch it for yourself and have your own thoughts. But my thoughts on episode 1 was, it was decent. It was kind of a slow start to the season, but yeah, you got I can't remember if it's episode 1 or 2 where you got the Rebels season 4 ending remade in live action, which I loved. Just constant callbacks to Star Wars Rebels. I just love. Oh crap! Yeah. So all that. What else happened in episode 1? I think Sabine tries to use the Force, I think. We'll get to that later when we get to later episodes. Ahsoka is on that planet and just doing her own thing, trying to find the map to find where Thrawn and Ezra is, which is the planet Peridia. But again, we'll get that to that later. Yeah. So my thoughts on episode 1, I think I'll rate about a solid 7 out of 10, or maybe 6.5 out of 10. Episode 1's always a slow start, but it was kind of a slow start for me. Then episode 2, which I loved that they were both on the same day, and yes, I did try to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to watch them both, but I didn't. I ended up falling asleep. Anyway, episode 2. Now, right, so Hu Yang, I loved his character. David Tennant has done a brilliant job with him, and can't wait for him the 60th later in November. He was brilliant. Again, I think it was episode 2 where Sabine tried to use the Force, so I'm a bit mixed on it. I like it because it kind of calls back to the line where Kanan said the Force is in all living beings, and you just got to be more open to it. But then it kind of takes away from her Mandalorian culture, But then again, with the Night of a Thousand Tears and family basically being all destroyed, well, all dead, yeah, makes sense for it to be more open, especially later in the season when she's met Ezra. So episode 2, I feel like that was another slow episode. If I keep looking in a different direction, that's just me thinking about what happened. So episode 1 and 2 were good, and I'm glad they did it a 2-part starter. Just because, yeah. So episode 2, we got some more of Shin Hati, didn't we? Absolutely loved her character. Great job by the actress and everything like that. What else? What else happened? I can't remember. I need to rewatch the series. Maybe I should really rewatched it first, but I suppose it is what it is. Yeah, so we'll move on from episode 1 and 2. So, because I spoke about that quite a bit. So yeah, my thoughts on episode 2. It was good, just like episode 1. I can't really remember what happened. I've got to rewatch it, and then I might do an updated rewatch review and thoughts later down the line, maybe 1 year anniversary of it or something. I don't know. So that I'll rate that about the same, probably about 7.5 out of 10. Episode 3, I think that was the episode where they went to Cetos. No. Episode 3 was the episode where Ahsoka and Hera went in Phantom 2 to the facility, because episode 3 was released on the day I went back to school. So episode 3, again, it felt like a filler episode to me. First time and unless you count Rogue One, that was the first time we saw Chopper in live action. And I think that was episode 3. It might have been episode 2. I think it was episode 3. What was that? No, yeah, that's episode 3. Yeah, I'll rate that probably about 6 out of 10, to be honest. Bit mid, but yeah, it's more good world building leading on to the Heir of the Empire Dave Filoni film in a few years' time, which I love world building, even though it sometimes can feel a bit, a bit boring and like lackluster and stuff like that. Just like Mandalorian season 3, go watch my review on that if you want to get more in depth. But the episode where you had Jack Black's character and Lizzo's character and whatever on that planet, that was just complete filler, except for like the last about 5, 6, 7 minutes. And I'm going to be doing updated like thoughts on Mando season 3, saying what I would have done if I was Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That's what I would have done. So anyway, episode 3, it was kind of mid, but it was brilliant. So episode 4, this is where it starts to all kick in. So episode 4 is, I can't really remember, to be honest. You get more world building in the New Republic, I think. Yeah. What episode? We're on episode 4. So going back to episode 4, I can't really remember what happened on episode 4. I really need to rewatch the series because it was that good. But I believe that's the film, not film. That's the episode where Ahsoka's being a Hugh Yang went to Cetos, I think. Hold on. just give me. Said we'll move on to episode 4, but I've just looked up on the internet. So in episode 3, that's when they went to Cetos, following the Eye of Sion. Eventually, where the Chimera, they're on Star Destroyer, docked in to leave Peridia at the end of the series, but and then their T6 shuttle got damaged, so then they're stranded there, and then that's basically what happened in episode 3. So episode 4 is where we get Ahsoka versus Balin, and then Shin Hati versus Sabine. Oh, by the way, I loved Sabine in this series. And I like how she was quite accurate to her depiction in Rebels. I didn't really like how the hair really looked like a wig. I could easily tell it was a wig, not actual proper hair. But again, probably with the actress, she's actually got long hair, and it's difficult to. Why would you cut it? Some people do, but yeah. Anyway, that's just one of my complaints. But episode 4 ends with a huge cliffhanger of Anakin Skywalker's return, which was brilliant. I loved that return. Nice callback to the sequel. No, the sequel was trash. The prequels, actually, the prequels and episode 6 of the original trilogy, except it was in the World Between Worlds. So that is a callback to the episode where Ezra goes into World Between Worlds in Star Wars Rebels. I just love all these Rebels callbacks and references and everything like that. I just love all of those. It's brilliant. So then, episode 5 is the episode where you go basically around with Ahsoka the whole episode. So Balin's skull at the end of episode 4, Balin and Shin took Sabine prisoner. So Hu Yang is basically stranded because their ship is broken, so he's trying to fix it. That's basically what happens in episode 4. So they're all together. In episode 5, you don't really see. I don't even think you see Shin, Balin, Morgan Elsbeth, Sabine, and people like that. But you do see the Ghost in live action, which I love. I just can't comprehend it enough. I just love that so much. The Ghost just in live action, mate. And Carson Teva as well, mate. Again, just connecting everything up. I love how it's connecting things up. Not like Marvel. Marvel's kind of all sporadic at the moment. Star Wars, especially in this Mandoverse, as people call it, as I call it, it's all connected, and that's what I like. Keep it up, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. So in episode 5, you get flashbacks to the Clone Wars, which I love. To be honest, I ain't really watched much of the Clone Wars. I watched season 7, and I think I watched some of the other seasons. But I didn't watch Clone Wars movie, and I didn't watch some of the first few seasons. So I kind of know what's going on, and I kind of don't. In my opinion, Star Wars Rebels is better, but don't tell anyone. That's my opinion. No hate. Anyway, you get live action Clone Wars, which we don't need a live action Clone Wars spin off or whatever. You don't need that. It's fine how it is. And I don't really know how you'll do it when God, what's his name? Can't remember his name, and it's stupid of me, I can't. The actor for Count Dooku is dead, and he's been dead for the past many years. Don't know how you do that, to be honest. To add on to episode 6, I think that's the one we're on. Is that I'm sorry. I keep having to stop the video and everything because I can. Put it into little different sections. You lot won't know. So in episode 6, again, Clone Wars flashbacks. We get to see Jason Syndulla, which again, I like his character, but seems to be a little annoying. And yeah, I knew that ever since the Rebels finale, all the way, I think it was 2018. I think might have been 19, 18 or 19. Ever since then, I just knew his character was going to be a bit annoying, but I loved his little Kanan Jarrus tribute on his shoulder, his little green shoulder pad. Oh, I love that. So we find out that he's force sensitive, which should be expected, because I mean, his father was a Jedi, so yeah. So surely he must be more open to the force than someone like Sabine. I don't know. Anyway, so episode 6 then. So we get to see live action Captain Rex in his phase 1 armor at first in the background, and then Tamora Morrison returns as Captain Rex's voice. I'm kind of annoyed that we didn't get to see his face or older Captain Rex, but he could be dead by that point. By the point where we're in the Mandoverse, we don't know. We have to find out soon. So we didn't really see, like I said, we didn't really see much of the crew heading to Peridia. So why is it so? Why isn't it focusing? Blimey, something like that. Sorry if it's quite I don't know why it's like that. Hold up. Yeah, it seems a bit fuzzy. Don't know. So yeah, we don't see much of them this episode. Bloody hell, why is it so bright? Blimey. Don't see much of them this episode. The only thing see, like I said, so you got to see Anakin versus Ahsoka, which many people, including myself, really wanted to see. Technically, we saw that in Rebels, Vader versus Ahsoka, but that's more Vader at the end of the day, not really Anakin. What else? And then it ends on a cliffhanger where Ahsoka is back on Cetos. They find out what Sabine did. Oh, so now I need to tell out what Sabine did and what happened. Basically, Sabine just gave the map to the bad guys, and now they went off to Peridia to find Thrawn and Ezra. So yeah, that was episode 5, episode 6. Hold on. Let me just... No, that was episode 5. Yeah, that was episode 5. Sorry, I kept saying it's episode 6. Episode 5 was the one with all the Clone Wars flashbacks, I think. And then episode 6 is the one where we pick up with Balin, Shin, Sabine, and all that lot. And then they arrive on Peridia. We head down, and we finally see Thrawn in live action, played by Lars Mikkelsen, which I still love. His voice is just so intimidating. I just love how his voice is just that intimidating. And sorry, this is a long video, but still, you know these ones are long. What else? So they arrived on Peridia. I don't think we see much of Ahsoka. They headed off to Peridia at that point. That's the end of episode 5. In a Purrgil or hyperspace whale. So yeah, I think it was episode 6 where we also got to pick up with... No, I think that's episode 7. I don't know at this point. So episode 6, We see more Night Sisters as well. We still don't know what they'll putting onto the Chimera from the Night Sister Temple. But Thrawn's entrance, I loved his entrance. One of the best entrances in Star Wars, I think, personally. I still remember the line over and over again. What was first just a dream has become a frightening reality to those who may oppose us. I love that line. Yeah, so that's that. Sabine finds Ezra, finally. After how many years? 6, 7, I don't know how many years at this point. We see Ezra again, which he looks so much like his father, which is to be expected. Obviously Sabine's got his lightsaber, and I did kind of feel the bit where Sabine was trying to find Ezra was just filler. You didn't really need that, but yeah, again, more world building for Peridia, and now as well, I mean, I did spoiler warning at the beginning, but spoiler warning for the end. Sabine and Hera do get stuck on Peridia, so clearly we're not finished with that planet and that galaxy yet. By the way, it's a different galaxy, otherwise known in the unknown regions, in the general form, I think. So I don't know if it's just a different galaxy or if it's in the unknown regions or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Sabine finds Ezra, and I think that's where it leaves off that episode. I think that's where that episode leaves off. Yeah, because then Ezra and Sabine hug, and I think that's near on where it leaves off. So in episode 7, that was episode 6. By the way, I forgot to do my ratings. I think episode 4 I did about a 6 out of 10. Might do a 7. Episode 8 I'll do a 9 out of 10. No, 8? Wait and see. Episode 5, 9 out of 10. Loved it. Episode 5, yeah, 9 out of 10. Episode 6, I'll go more of like a 7.3 out of 10. Crap, gotta move. My phone's nearly dead. Just had to move, my phone was nearly dead. So now you've got this angle. So yeah, kind of love that. Episode 6, I think I was going to do a 7.3 out of 10. I think, yeah, I'll go 7.3 out of 10, which was decent. Love seeing Thrawn in live action, love seeing Ezra in live action. And I've seen the dynamic between Sabine and Thrawn, and loved how Thrawn knew Sabine, and another callback to, because they could have easily just left out, like, so, right, episode 7 now. Episode 7, brilliant episode. So Ahsoka and Hu Yang finally arrive on Peridia, to an extent. Yeah, so episode 7, bit boppity bop. So Thrawn's nearly done with getting off Peridia and getting back to the main Star Wars galaxy, where he's kind of fucked, to be honest. Oh, crap, shit. He's kind of fucked, to be honest, in my opinion. Because in the main Star Wars galaxy, you've not just got Mando, Grogu, all the people who we've met in the Mandoverse. Ezra's back in the main universe now. You got Hera. You got bloody war criminal Chopper. You've got then you've also got the OG characters like Luke and Han, Leia, Chewie. If you want to add 3PO and R2, if you really want to. And then you've also got more external characters like Boba Fett. You've got his gang of mod characters. Don't want to see them again, I swear to God. They're boring as. You've got Cobb Vanth on Tatooine. Literally a lot of people on Tatooine, to be honest. You can add in Peli. I think that's her name. Pelimoto, I think. You've got Bo-Katan, the whole of people on Mandalore. Yeah, I don't know how Thrawn's going to defeat them, but we'll see. So episode 7 then. Before I go on and on and on, I'll rate episode 7 about, again, around the 7 to 8 out of 10 mark. I'll go 8 out of 10. It was brilliant, not as good as episode 5, but it was still brilliant. So basically in that episode, you get the gang back together. You get Sabine, Ahsoka, and Ezra back together. Basically, they had to fight off some imps because Ezra was traveling his new family from one point A to point B, which again seemed kind of slow. Shin Hati and Balin's story, they kind of went off from each other in that episode. And then we didn't really get to see much more of Balin, to be honest. He got to fight Ahsoka one more time, and I'd say it ended in a draw this time. So Ahsoka lost, then Ahsoka got a draw. So then hopefully they recast Balin with a good actor. They could just dub over the lines. I mean, it'd be a bit odd, but hopefully they get a good actor. I've seen flying around on TikTok somewhere the actor of Dwalin in the Hobbit franchise would be a good fit for Balin. And I'll get to his stuff in a minute. Yeah, so then Ahsoka swoops down. Shin's kind of gone like, oh crap, fuck this, I'm out, peace. The troops get called back to the Chimera because they're basically ready to go. That's basically where episode 7 leaves off. Hu Yang rendezvous with them, with Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra, and that lot. I think we also get mentions of, this might be episode 8, but I think we also get mentions of Asajj Ventress and Dooku and people like that, which I liked, and Grievous, etc. Got more Anakin, I think. And then episode 8, finally we're at the end episode. Okay, let's speak about episode 8. So, episode 8 ended on a huge cliffhanger with the last shot being Anakin, and you never know, that might be the last time we see Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. You never know, I doubt it, but you never know, it might be. People say that's the last, in the Obi-Wan series, that's the last time we're going to see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan and Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn, which I think is highly likely, to be honest. Maybe I think Obi-Wan's quite likely because you can't really do a Force Ghost of Obi-Wan in this time period because the actor is Alec Guinness, unless you try and get some sort of, explanation where they can just change their ages or whatever during the Force Ghost transformation. So the actor is Alec Guinness, so unless they use archive footage or something like that, well, you can't really get Obi-Wan back. Yeah. So episode 8 then. Thrawn's basically ready to go, and he needs to go. Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine go, basically just leave Hu Yang to head off to where the Night Sisters temple is, where the Chimera is, and where Thrawn is. So Morgan Elsbeth basically is forced to stay behind. Thrawn thinks she's doing it for the Empire, but she's actually doing it for Dathomir. What else? So they arrive. The Night Sisters, they send down troopers to go stop them from hasting up. and they open fire from the Chimera down whilst they're heading there, which I thought looked quite cool, and called back to when they were on Atalon in Star Wars Rebels season, at the end of season 3, and Thrawn did a full-scale bombardment upon their shield, or also in the second to last episode, or the last episode of Rebels, where he did a full bombardment scale upon the city, which I still love that line as well. Myself. I forgot to mention, back in episode 1 or 2, we also got live action Ryder from Star Wars Rebels, and I can't remember what was the other name, but we got a live action one of Ezra's mates, in a sense. Right, back to episode 8. So, because this video is long as hell, and you probably won't even get to this bit, so if you got to this bit, please just, I swear to God, just leave a like, share my channel to anyone you know, subscribe, please, please, please. Road to 200 subscribers, or road to 1,000, I could say now. We're at 109. Come on, we can get to 1,000 by end of 2024. Come on, early 2025. Come on. Probably not. I'm probably not even going to hit 150 before then, but let's hold out hope. Team D again for the win. So episode 8. So they do that, and then the stormtroopers die, and people say they don't like the choreography. The choreography was, for the lightsaber fight, was it was good, but I think it's what I expect of them. Like, if you were in that situation, you wouldn't really just go full in like that. And also, you got to keep in mind, Ahsoka is not the age she was in the Clone Wars and in Rebels anymore. She's a lot older, so just think of probably your parents trying to fight with a lightsaber. I know she's trained and skilled and that, but just imagine your parents were Ahsoka and about their age, and they were trying to fight off at least a good, 50, 20, about 30 to 50 stormtroopers, all at once, all firing at once. Yeah, it'll be quite difficult, so that's why they were defending with the choreography that they were doing. And when Sabine used her blasters, I thought that was a nice callback to the episode The Last Battle, where Ezra and Kanan were blocking, and then Rex was attacking with his weapons, his blasters. At the beginning of the episode, I loved the Kanan callback. I loved his the lightsaber emitter, the top bit of the lightsaber. I loved that. I absolutely loved it. I'm kind of ashamed that we didn't get Kanan in live action as a Force Ghost, but suppose, you never know, season 2, more Rebel season 5, please. John Favreau, or Dave Filoni, I meant to say. So yeah, you got that. So they got in. They basically got up quite easily. The stormtroopers died. Night Sisters spawned back to life. Then that's when you kind of got the zombie troopers. They got up to the top. Ahsoka. Then you got up to I'd say near on the top. Morgan Elsbeth was there with Night Sister Magic and the sword of, can't remember the name, Talzin. One of the Night Sisters you see in the Clone Wars. No clue why that did that. I've only 4 minutes stage. Crap, I've got to be quick about this. So yeah, you got all that. So what else? So they got up. Blah blah blah. I don't like how Sabine suddenly used the Force like that. I liked how she killed the Death Trooper, the zombie Death Trooper, with forced the lightsaber stabbed in the head. Like that, but I didn't like how she could use it like that, really powerful, to get Ezra up onto the Star Destroyer. So Sabine decided to stay back with Ahsoka, so Ezra only went back to the main planet on Thrawn's ship, and classic Ezra, he stole a Stormtrooper's outfit, and, stole it, jumped on Shin and Balin's ship, flew away back to the main galaxy on Thrawn's Star Destroyer, and snuck off Thrawn's Star Destroyer and went back to to home 1 where Hera was. Got a reunion for them and Chopper. Now, Shin, really disappointing ending for Shin Hati. Really want to see more of her. Deserved more. She got so much screen time in the first couple of episodes, and she kind of just was there in the last couple. But yeah, she basically just went off to do her own thing. Balin, I love the ending for his character, but it can't be the end. He stood on top of the Mortis gods, and I'll do a separate video most likely because I'm running out of storage here. I'll do a separate video for that soon, so keep an eye out for that, explaining the Mortis gods and more on Balin's story and what I think it's going to go to. But just a little quick snippet of that. I think it's Abeloth from Star Wars Legends. And again, I'll go into more detail about that in a different video. So yeah, he's standing on the hand of the Father, which he's standing on the hand of a god. Surely that must be a nice tribute to Ray Stevenson. Which, yeah, so Ahsoka, Hu Yang, and Sabine are stuck on Peridia. They look out into the sky, and I don't know if Ahsoka saw Anakin's Force Ghost or not, but we see Anakin's Force Ghost at the end, and that's where the episode ends. And that's where not more or less, just a short telling you what the story is. Yeah, so I hope you like this video. Make sure you subscribe, share my channel, share Team D Gang everywhere if you can. Get your pet to subscribe if you want. If you got a pet cat, get that to subscribe as well. So, my initial thoughts of episode 8, 9 out of 10. Well, 8.5 out of 10 actually. My initial thought of the entire season, it was brilliant. Better than Mando Season 3 by far. And this is what I was kind of expecting from Mando Season 3, but obviously a different video for that. So yeah, overall, I'd rate it about an 8.5 out of... no, I'd rate it 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10 for the series. I really hope it's not just a standalone season. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like I said. Subscribe. And I'll see you all guys in the next video. Just DM me or comment if I've missed anything.